What's next? News. Okay, I'll start off the news this week. Um, Now this is a throwback. I don't know your ages, but if you have not seen the Yashahime trailer, go watch that shit and get your Inuyasha nostalgia life. That shit looks so good. I'm so fucking excited. It's coming out in October. I can't wait. I can't wait.
Yeah, that's
It
just gonna be
looks,
fire.
yeah, it looks good. Like it just looks good. That's all I got. Go watch it, y'all. Just go look at it. Just
What
go
do we
watch
know
that trailer.
about that show?
So the three main characters. So Shishomaru has two half demon daughters. One of them ends up getting transferred to the human world and raised by Kagome's little brother.
Okay.
The other one stays in the demon world and loses her memory of the other sister, and so she comes back and she's like, I don't even know who the fuck you are, and then she becomes a demon slayer even though she's a half demon, and then they also have Inuyasha and Kagome's daughter along with them.
Okay.
So but then we also see these two guys. And I'm pretty sure they're the I don't know if they're both the sons, because Koga, I don't know if one of them is Koga's son, and then the other one, I don't know if it's what's the monk and homegirl's name? Damn it!
Well,
Y'all know who I'm talking about.
Yeah, didn't the monk get with the demon hunter chick?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I fucking forgot her name now. But yeah, like, so because one of the guys is riding that Firefox. So it has to, it doesn't have to be their descendant, but it has to be someone at least related to them. But basically, they're getting a crew to it. Like, it looks like the next generation of Inuyasha. It looks good. It looks good. The trailer looked good. I really love the seiyuu so far. Inuyasha's daughter, Mahoru, I think that's her name. She already looks like she's just like her dad, so that means she's gonna cause problems already. I also like how the Sesshomaru's daughter, who is the I'm assuming she's the lead. She's mask presenting, which is like very interesting to me. At first I thought that was like a guy. I thought that we're gonna be like, what is it? The twins, like one's a girl and one's a boy.
Yeah.
But it's not Setsuna. So Setsuna is the one that loses her memory, and then Toa is the one that gets transferred to the real world. So altogether, I'm so fucking excited for this. Inuyasha and Sesshomaru are going to be in it, or I'm assuming they are, because in the key visual, you can see them standing underneath the tree with the other children. Well, not the other children, because these are basically teenagers. So, I don't know. We're gonna see. I'm already sold, though. Like, I'm watching this shit. Good. Even if it's bad, I'm watching it.
Whatever. It probably won't be bad. I can tell you that.
Yeah.
Probably. I mean, on the other hand, does Rumiko Takahashi need any more money?
I mean, why not? Why not? Let's give it to her.
Do you ever see the photograph of her wearing the Def Jam t-shirt or sweater?
No, but I'm Googling it right now. I found it. It's the top thing on Google.
It's one of the funniest things I've ever seen.
My God.
What is going on?
I'm gonna give this lady some money. Listen, I'll give her some money. I'll buy some merchandise from this.
Yeah.
I'll buy some merchandise from this. This looks so cute. I love it. I can't wait.
Yeah, stand for Rumiko Takahashi.
She looks so sweet.
She's
yes.
a wonderful person.
I'm giving her some money. Yeah, why not? I don't know how though, but whatever. I'm not gonna send it to her. Okay. What else do I have? I saw something about the One Piece. The final arc is being approached. I caught up to the Wano, or no, I caught up to Reverie with the manga, but I'm actually kind of surprised because I thought that when we got to the New World, that was the halfway point. So, it kind of seems like
where's the New World? I mean, I'm not gonna look at it right now, but like, I wonder in terms of like chapter count, is that like 600 ish?
Oh, maybe it is.
Because that isn't the craziest idea if we're coming up on the final arc after Wano. That because it seems like they've gotten everything else in place, and that could go on for another 150, 200 chapters.
Yeah. Oh no, I definitely see it. Even though they're talking about the final arc, I was just like, this shit's not ending for another 4 or 5 years.
Oh
like,
God, no.
There's no way.
No.
Like, yeah, like no, this isn't going anywhere. But I bring that up because the anime had that new opening, and bitch, that shit is amazing. That whole like the hockey and the Kaido fight and all that, like that anime. It was amazing. If you haven't seen that shit, go watch. Even if you don't watch the fucking show, there really aren't any spoilers in it. It's just like One Piece opening 23, Dreaming On. Like that's my new favorite opening. That's my new favorite One Piece opening. It beats the rest of them. I don't care. It's over. What do you have?
Just 2 future programming notes. One is that Beastars 2 was confirmed for next year in January.
So I haven't watched Beastars.
Ooh.
Is what's it like?
It's a spicy one. It's a spicy one. It's really good.
It's spicy?
Yeah.
Because listen, that trailer, I was like, listen, I don't want no furry porn. What is this?
But that's what everyone was saying. They were like, oh, it's it's candy and bait for the furries. And I'm like, I'm sure if you're a creep, like, yes, but it's like no more pornographic than like, a prestige cable program, right?
Okay.
Like there's not really like nudity in the sense that we would think of nudity. There is sex depicted.
There's sexual tension.
Yeah. I mean, there's sex depicted, but it's a real story. It's not straight up like fan service garbage.
Yeah.
It's about something. And it's
okay.
It's definitely worth watching because it is a relatively serious show, and I'm not here to like wave the flag for empowerment, but I will say that like I appreciate stories wherein female or female presenting characters have their own opinions about the way things should be working and just act on them. And I think that even in a fantasy world with talking bipedal animals that has its own politics that it may not be orthogonal to like real life, it felt more real than a lot of stuff that I was watching that involved actual humans. So good stuff. I just think it's good. Plus it ain't that long, and if you watch like 3 or 4 episodes and it's not for you, you don't have to follow it, and B, like maybe the animal shit you can't rock with it. Like I watched it with my wife. She was really a big fan, and the only thing for her that was weird, because she's not an anime watcher, she's familiar with stuff, but she doesn't really she's not into it, was that she was a little uncomfortable with the sex scenes that involved animals. But that's because I think she was worried about the stigma of being like, is this furry stuff? Furry stuff is weird. This is really more just presented like it's part of the story. So
okay,
take that for what it is.
The way that they approach it is very, palpable.
It's palpable. Like they know what they're doing, and they're playing a lot of it for drama. But because the show focuses a lot on internal monologue, you get a lot of the justification and the decision making or turmoil over that is going on in characters' minds as they do things. So it's not just, here's a furry sex scene, don't you like furry sex scenes? It's really more like you understand everything that went into this, what the implications of what's happening is, and where all the characters are in the midst of what is going on. And oh, by the way, that is not the point of the show. It's just something that occurs within it. It's really a murder mystery. So,
okay.
Yeah.
And thinking of that, because that's on Netflix, right?
It is on Netflix.
Okay, so speaking of Netflix, I got a gripe. I'm gonna put it in the middle of the news section. But I have a gripe. I was watching my cousin's Instagram story last night, and she was watching 7 Deadly Sins season 2. And I just want to know, why would you guys dub it and watch it subbed, and then the subs don't match the dub? I want to know what the fuck is going on.
Oh,
I need to know what the fuck is going on, because I'm like watching the Insta story, and I'm like, the words that Escanor is saying aren't the same as the words that are on the screen. So did you just literally take the sub from the Japanese edit and just slam it on top of the dub? As opposed to you actually doing the timed subs yourself?
So that, I believe, happens quite a bit. And it's
really
a relic from the days when you would localize the DVD version of shows. And what would essentially happen is that, if you remember old, messing with like DVD players, you could turn on subtitle. Like the subtitles are just a text data that saves somewhere. But it used to be that you could only turn on subtitles when you were not on the English language track. And so it didn't matter.
Yeah.
And then later on, they allowed you to just turn it on whenever. But this has actually been a problem for movies that would come out that were like foreign films. And they didn't have a baked subtitle for the whatever the original language was. You would also see the same thing of like the dub not matching the subs exactly, because usually when they produce a dub, it's a new production, so they don't even necessarily use they'll take the translation as like a guide, but then when they actually give it to the voice actors, they tweak things because some stuff doesn't actually work as written dramatically, so they'll fuck with it. So like I know that this has been a thing, but it's also funny that because Netflix is so like, you can fuck around with the options however you want for a lot of these shows, that it's brought back an old problem.
Okay, I mean, didn't know that on my part, but yeah, I saw that and I kind of was just like, what? Why? Girl, what? No, and also, why are you watching it with the subs on? With the dub, I was like, don't y'all
actually, the thing that bothered me was that it's like you're watching it dubbed and the subs are on. I want to choke you.
I'm like, wait, so is it the reason for you watching the dub because you don't want to be reading the subs? What are you doing?
These motherfuckers are lazy. They're just lazy. They don't care about what they're watching. They don't care.
They don't care. I'm so tired of the bullshit, man. Just say you're lazy.
I'm so happy that like live streaming became a thing in my generation, because like I don't understand how you could go out and deliberately watch a thing that was produced and not care what you're looking at. With a live stream where some motherfucker's just talking, I could just put it on the background and move on with my day. I pop over, oh, they're getting the boss, oh, that's awesome. Or, oh, that would sound like a funny joke. But I don't need to follow everything that's happening, because it's just mindless entertainment. You went out of your way to watch a product that was produced by dozens, if not hundreds of people, that cost thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, maybe millions of dollars. And these motherfuckers out here, like, just cluttering up the screen with text, barely watching, on their phones. Like, fuck out of here. What a waste of time. Your cousin's probably a great person, though, so I don't want to jump on
she is a great person, but still, I'm just like, what is the meaning of this? Okay, back to the news. I just had to get that out. Because I was like, no, this doesn't make sense to me. Hold on a second. What else do I have?
Well,
there's an anime
hotel. Wait. But there's one Seven Deadly Sins piece of news, which is the next season is delayed till 2021.
Oh yeah, I saw that. I don't care.
Yeah,
I don't care about that anime anymore.
You know what? I wish I cared. I wish that it hadn't gotten fucked up.
If you want like a really good Seven Deadly Sins experience, play the gacha game. It's really
unbelievable. I'm so angry that you said that. I'm so angry it's probably true.
That's the craziest. It's the craziest thing, because it's one of those gacha games where the characters that they give you for free are actually really good. Like one of them is like triple S tier. Like he's a must.
I hate the fact that at this point, to get the best Nanatsu no Taizai experience, you have to play a shitty gacha game.
Listen, it is shitty. Well, that's the thing, though. It depends on the company that runs it. So Netmarble runs it in the US, and they're fucking snakes. While the company that runs it in Japan always gives them niggas free shit. Like, there was one character, I think her name is like Lilius or something, and they have like different costumes and shit like that with different powers or whatever. And in Japan, they all got that character, and you can like fully unbind or, like awaken the character for free. All you do is do a login campaign. These motherfuckers in America made that shit a banner. Netmarble in particular is they really try it. While with Cygames and like Dragalia Lost, it's actually really fucking like Cygames, because they are running it from Japan. They're running it the exact same way that they run the Japanese games, which is they regularly give out all the free shit. Like you can play Dragalia Lost as free. But okay, anyway, that's not what this shit is about.
We'll get the gotcha report at some point.
Yeah, because a lot of gotcha games are being made into animes anyway. Subpar animes at that.
Correct.
So we can talk about that another day. But the Seven Deadly Sins gacha game is actually really fun because all of the fight moves are fully choreographed. They're like cell shaded, and the ultimate moves are like fully animated and things like that. So the battles move really fluidly. Every single character has their own like move and all that stuff and you play through the actual storyline. So it's really fun. It's also a very demanding game if you want to be competitive, and if you want to be competitive with player versus player, you got to spend money, like any gacha game. But yeah, that new season, I don't give a fuck about that. I'm gonna go the manga finished. They have the spin-off coming, right?
Yeah, it's the one with sequel, like the next generation of people. That should be good.
Did you finish the Deadly Sins manga?
I did, and I thought it was fine. It was
okay. Good.
It wasn't like the most mind-blowing thing ever, but I do think that like it paid off everything that you needed to have paid off, and ended certain things.
That's what I want.
Yeah,
I just want a payoff.
Yeah, it ended. They kind of tease you with an ending, and then they hit you with the real final act, which you could kind of tell was where they were going. But there was a point, maybe like last year, or I guess not last year, it was earlier, the end of 2018, beginning of 2019, where they probably could have just pulled the plug on it and it would have been fine. So like people got a little bit extra tacked on at the end, and for some folks they felt it was just tacked on, and for others they were like, well, this actually gives an opportunity for the moments that we thought were going to happen in the end of what we thought was the arc. So yeah, it's up to folks judgment as to how they feel about it. I never felt like Seven Deadly Sins was this like immaculate conception that needed to be like perfectly executed. Fun. It was just a fun and funky like shonen fantasy.
It was like Magi for me.
Yeah,
it was fun. It was fun,
right? And Magi probably had more going on like thematically than Seven Deadly Sins ever did, right?
Yeah.
So
which I need to finish Magi also.
So it ended just fine. I didn't hear too many complaints about it. If I did, I would probably have written those people off as morons anyway, because it's a mindless action series. Like, what the fuck do you want? Like, this is not the Michelangelo and the Sistine Chapel, all right? Like, it's a bunch of like trash anime tropes beating the shit out of each other. Like, that's what it is.
I gotta love it.
Yeah,
gotta love
exactly.
it. That's why I liked it. What else do I have for news? Oh, this is very interesting. Meruem is being added to Jump Force. Meruem from 100 Times Hunter.
I had a bad thought, but go ahead.
Go say it.
What if it was like bad? Not Meruem from like pre Netero fight, but it was like crippled, cancer-ridden Meruem.
Oh my god!
Sad and doesn't want to fight anyone. His final move is just to get very close to you and get you sick. That's it.
What I have to say about this piece of news is, who gives a fuck anymore?
I agree.
Kill Jump Force. Why are you doing this? Who is still playing this game?
I don't know. It's not a fighting game.
I don't know what it is. All I know is that it dropped the ball. Just like how Darling and the Franxx dropped the ball, this bitch dropped the ball. I was very excited about this game when they first announced it, and the closer we got to release, the more I was just like, I think I'm about to keep my $65 to myself.
Well, it's because we've seen this type of game for years. We have seen it. Like the thing about, and I'm a big fighting game follower. I follow the FGC pretty aggressively. I love watching tournaments. I'm big into playing a lot of the, both high profile and maybe some of the lesser known fighting games out there. I love team up games. I love games that are like Tatsunoko versus Capcom, where you just get this very eclectic mix of characters. There's also like a lot of those anime games that are just big crossover fests. I think the most recent one before like Jump Force was actually Blaze Blue Cross Battle.
Cross Tag.
And they had a lot of like, you know, cameos, and the whole point of those types of experiences is dream matches. That's what it is. What would happen if JoJo, you know, Joseph Joestar fought Goku? Oh my god. That's the reason they exist. The problem is that you have to pay that off. It's not enough to just like put some character models in. The game itself has to have a kind of, I don't know what the best way to say it, an attitude, right? That gets you hyped to want to see the next thing that's in there. It can't just be like, what's that? What are those Naruto games that have been out forever? Is it like
Ultimate
Ninja Storm and all that other stuff?
Now, what you about to say?
Well, I'm saying like those types of arena fighters are good, but by presentation, I think we've seen it. And so for Jump Force to stand out, it had to do something more exciting and more interesting than just be a next-gen version of those types of games with a broadcast of characters.
Okay, yeah, I can agree with that because I love that arena style fighting. I like when Ultimate Ninja Storm first came out, because usually the majority of the Naruto games that came out like while it was running, I was like, these are boo-boo.
Yeah.
I don't like this. But Ultimate Ninja Storm was like the first time where I was like, oh, I feel like this character is moving how the character moves in the anime. Like I feel like I'm actually fighting with this motherfucker, and the characters themselves felt different. Like I remember going online with Tamari and getting hate mail because I could keep people away with that fucking win fan the entire time during a ranked match and win. And I'm like, yes, because this character has a specific play style and it works and it's competitive. Like, yes, I love this. But with Jump Force, the more I saw it, it didn't seem like the characters had any, it just seemed like they were all the same with just like slightly different like animations. Yeah. It seemed like for the most part, there weren't combos in it, were there? No, there weren't combos. I'm pretty sure
there are combos, but they are auto combos, I think.
Okay, so boo-boo. Okay. So, yeah. But I just don't see the appeal in them still releasing stuff for this game. I think they need to go back to the drawing board and do it again. Like, you can start Jump Force 2, and then you can market it like, hey, we redid the battle system completely. This is what it's going to be like now. We're bringing all them characters back from the DLC, and we're adding more.
Well, I would just prefer they treat it like a fighting game. So the thing about fighting games is that why does anybody play a fighting game? They play a fighting game. I mean, they might be competitive, they may want to win, but ultimately they want to express themselves. The characters in the fighting game are there for you to express yourself. That's why what you were saying before about having play styles that dramatically differentiated characters from one another is important. It's not just because like, oh, I like to play a zoner, I like to play a mix-up guy, I like to do this. It's because when you go and you pick up that game and you say, I want to be Tamari, and this is what I think Tamari would do, you are expressing yourself through the game mechanics into the game. Anytime you have something that calls itself a fighting game, wherein the characters are all very similar to one another for reasons of like not wanting to deal with balance, to not necessarily being super creative, and instead what air quotes differentiates them is either their look or my big problem with Jump Force is you're buying these characters mostly for the over-the-top special move animations that reference the show or the world that they come from. That's great. I can hang a photograph on my wall. I don't need to pay a game developer for the experience of watching, you know, JoJo do the same punching animation and be like, that was from JoJo. Like, no. If I'm playing a fighting game, I want to win, but I also want to express myself with this character, and this ain't gonna do it. I need them to move differently from one another. I need them to have different options on how to deal with situations and one another. And most of all, the gameplay has got to be on point, and it's got to be competitively minded. It can't just be hammer on a button, okay, my bar filled up, okay, I press another button, I see the fancy animation and I win, or I just get beat up and I see the fancy animation done on me and I lose. Doesn't work that way. No.
I mean, hey, I I gotta say, I'm very casual when it comes to fighting games, but if you DBZ Fighters did it right. They did it. They did it right. Like that. That's the ideal fighting game for me from now on. Like, and I think I've said it before. If they made a Bleach game in that style, oh, it's over. It's
Yeah,
over.
that would be a wrap.
Yeah, it's over. Like that. That's all. That's it. With all those characters, and just no, it's over.
I mean,
It's
I don't know
over.
how much experience you have with like Smash Brothers, but
Oh my god.
Smash Brothers is how to do this. I mean, in the fighting game community, there is a lot of antipathy for Smash players because for years the argument has been that, well, it's not really a fighting game for this reason or that reason. And I don't get into that.
Really?
It's bullshit. People play it competitively. It's got characters. You fight in an arena. It's just 2D. Get over it. Fuck it. However, the thing that makes Smash Brothers work that does not happen in Jump Force is that there is no depth whatsoever to Jump Force. There's no depth. There's no like, oh, I'm really into Jump Force and I want to get better. What things do I need to practice and learn in order to be the best at Jump Force? Well, the stuff you learn to make you good at the game is basically good for every single character. Whereas for Smash Brothers, like wave dashing,
edge guarding,
other sorts of advanced techniques for using individual characters under individual matchups and certain situations, and the level of control and fine detail out of this world. It's why competitive Smash is big and can sustain itself. It's why competitive Smash allows for games that have been dead for a decade to still be seen on big screens at major competitions.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
So Jump Force, ultimately, I think the developers and the publisher realize that its only value is to sell big-time anime nerds DLC. That's its only value. It's not a fighting game. They're not treating it that way. There was never any intention of doing anything competitive, so I just kind of raise my eyebrow in that general direction and move on.
Agreed. Okay, and then let me finish up these real quick. I always have the majority of the ones because I have so many damn different interests with this shit. So there's a Boys Love anime film that's coming out soon, and it's not Given, and I know I talk about Given a lot, but it's not Given. It's actually L'étranger du plage. I don't know why that the name is that in French, but oh no. So they didn't separate this. It's De la Plage. Okay, so whatever. Anyways, Boys Love films individually are actually really, really good. Because they get everything that needs to be said done in an hour and a half or an hour. Perfect. Excited about that. Maid Dragon Season 2 is back on track. The Twitter account is supposed to announce something within the next few days. So probably when you guys hear this episode, the announcement will be out already. But I kind of thought it was a wrap because the director died. Ooh. But they're still going forward with it. So I'm excited, but I'm also going to be side-eyeing it at the same time. Because it's like, are we going to get the same quality that we got that first season? And if we don't, whatever, I'm still going to support it. But very excited about that. And we're getting original My Hero Academia episodes on my fucking birthday. So fuck yeah. Hell yes. That's all I got.
Sweet. Yeah, I think I'm out.